Whatever you say, you can't hold me back. Rhythm chills the air, the fearless to dance. Shatter the spiral before the leave undone. Here comes hell and ties. Put on the warpaint, keep your steps. Nothing inside, wake me up. Feel my heartbeat. Fly away, let me fly away. Never hide in dark, head on started fire. Fly away, defiant fate my way. Crush it, make it. Shadow is howling, sinking into death. Anger is rising, like always have to be. Whatever you say, you can't hold me back. Cease to be a waver, follow my craving. Break it down, the frown still lies. Stuck in time, chase my heartbeat. Fly away, let me fly away. Light up falling stars, rub that burning flower. Fly away, defiant fate my way. Feel my heart. Fly away, yeah. Fly away, let me fly away. Never hide in dark, head on started riot. Fly away, defiant fate my way. Crush it, make it. Fly away, let me fly away. Light up falling stars, rub that burning flower. Fly away, defiant fate my way. Feel my heart.
Alright, what's good? Hey yo, hello, everyone. Good morning. Well, good morning for you wherever you're at in the world, but mostly it's good afternoon here. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm riding the fams here. Nice to see you guys. Nice to hear from y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. I have not been able to talk with you guys since I did the Monster Hunter stream, but I hope everyone has been doing well. Hope everyone has been, chilling out, doing great. We're back with some more of the Lightning Round podcast, episode number 55, where this is the one time out of the week, where usually the one time out of the week where, we sit down and we talk about what happened throughout the world. So, let me go ahead and put that out there. There you go. No gaming, for at least at the moment, no gaming. But yeah, this is my little thing. Yeah, we just sit down, we talk about what the hell happened throughout the weekend. For me, there's a good bit of things that happened that I do need to talk about. Of course, it's not a whole lot, but still, it's enough to where I do want to cover it and I do want to talk about what happened at the very least. So in this case, as the topic says, we gotta talk about, the Game Awards. We gotta talk about the NFL Week 15, well, 14, whichever which I think it was 14, right? yeah, 14. Got to talk about everything that happened within the NFL. Um, and last but not least, we need to talk about the Game Awards. So that's a couple of things: the Game Awards, the NFL, and the WWE. So what's may happen? This is rumored, but still, I do want to talk about it for a little bit, even though it is rumored, because it's a little crazy to me how. I should also talk about Twitch as well. Um, but the thing is, though, y'all already know. I try my best not to give Twitch any more ammo than I try not give it ammo, but I just try my best just to not care. So this doesn't shock me, but hey, this is definitely something we'll talk about. I don't got a problem with it. We'll talk about what's going on in the live streaming world in a little bit. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot that I really want to talk about in terms of that. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and put this in here too. This is another topic of ours. We're gonna add in. Okay, but first things first, just to get it out the way, I do want to talk about the NFL. So first things first, let's cover not cover all the games, but we will cover this here. The Patriots and Steelers. The Patriots won 21-18. The Jets completely destroyed the Texans 30-6 in the game that I was not expecting for it to go that way. Ravens beat the Rams 37-31. Saints destroyed the Panthers 28-6. Bengals beat the Colts 34-14. Buccaneers beat the Falcons 29-25. Browns beat the Jags 31-27 in the game that I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere close to 60 points. Bears beat the Lions 28-13. Same thing when it goes to the Seahawks beating the 49ers 28-16. At least 3 extra points. Vikings Raiders in the most craziest game possible. Most lowest scoring game possible. I swear, whoever was at that game, I hope they got their money back. Vikings beat the Raiders 3-0. I'm not kidding. You would think it was an MLB game with how bad that game was. Broncos beat the Chargers 24-7. Bills beat the Chiefs 20-17 in the game where we infamously now seen Patrick Mahomes absolutely blow the lid off. He just completely snapped. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a terrible way, where he just went off on refs and shit. So, and of course, Cowboys beating the Eagles 33-13. I'm gonna definitely talk more in depth about the Eagles a little later, as you see by the title. Giants beat the Packers in a game that I wasn't expecting them to win, 24-22. And in another game I wasn't expecting to happen, Titans beating the Dolphins 28-27. That was not what that is not what I saw coming, because the Titans are really, I understand they're solid with their quarterback, but I didn't think they was gonna win this game, especially not against a high-powered team like the Titans. Not high-powered team like the Dolphins. I wasn't expecting that. But I'll go over a couple of things. It's not going to be long, but I will go over a couple of NFL things that definitely did spark my attention. The AFC, I need to look at their playoff picture. Because I could tell you this right now, this AFC playoff picture, this is the most parity I've ever seen in a playoff picture in God knows how long. Let me see this by any chance. There you go. This is the best one right here to showcase the playoff picture in a nutshell. So the Ravens are 10-3 in their first place. The Dolphins losing that game, which was very unexpected to them. They're number 2 seed at 9-4. The Chiefs still, of course, they control their own destiny, but they're not at the top spot like we think they would be. They're at the number 3 spot at 8-5. The Jaguars are 8-5. The Browns are 8-5. Literally, 1 through 5 is a 2-game difference between getting the first seed and getting to the 5th seed. It is absolutely insane at how much parity there is, especially compared to the NFC side, which I'm gonna get to. But I just want to talk about this AFC side because it's absolutely freaking insane. So 10-3, 9-4, 8-5, 8-5, 8-5. The Steelers are at number 6 and they're at 7-6. Like, it is freaking crazy at the amount of little room for error, the littlest room for error right now that's looking like on the AFC side is absolutely insane. Colts at 7-6. On the bubble is 7-6. The worst record I've seen here obviously is 5-8, and even then it's scary because even a 5-8 team can kind of rise up a bit, but from how it looks, it's just absolutely insane. A 7-6 team can be on the cusp of a playoff spot, which is nuts. 7 playoff spots available. Only one can take that playoff spot. If the Colts fuck around and they continue to mess up, the Broncos, who started the season 1-5, they can go to the playoffs, which is absolutely insane. I don't think the NFL has ever seen it happen, where you had a team that started out so bad as they did get to the playoffs. So I'm actually rooting for him. I want to see him. I want to see him do it. I want to see him change history. Now, the NFC side, the 49ers, all on their lonesome, and there's only 6 playoff spots available. From how it looks, the Niners looking very likely to not only clinch their playoff spot, but we'll see what will happen with them with the rest of their schedule because it's looking a little more tougher besides this Cardinals game. But as far as I know, they might get home field advantage this time around because I can't see a team that can beat them now. I see a team that can be competitive with them, but in terms of beating them, I don't know. I actually don't fucking know. This might actually be the year of the 49ers, whereas they'll say, oh, last year should have been our year. Well, this time it might be, but we'll see how it'll all go. Now, of course, the Cowboys are right behind them at 10-3, thanks to that game with the Eagles. The Lions are at 9-4. They're kind of slipping a little. The Buccaneers, I swear to you, I'm sorry. At this point, I need to talk about this with the playoff picture. If a playoff team is like this, they're at a losing record and they're on the brink of actually like getting to the playoffs, whoever's behind them, like say for an example, okay, this is a 6-7 team, right? And the only reason why they're up at this spot is because they're first in their division. At that point, it shouldn't matter with their division. I'm sorry, but you should either drop lower or a team that is ahead of you in standings, they should get the spot. But it shows you right there, off this alone, how bad the NFC South has been. That I'm literally convinced a losing record team in the NFC South is going to get the number 4 seed when they have no business getting it. The Eagles are of course 10-3. Again, I will talk about the Eagles. The Vikings are at 7-6. The Packers, same way, 6-7. It's crazy because the worst records right now out of the playoffs are 2 teams in the NFC at 6-7, and they just might fucking get it, which is absolutely unreal. But hey, shit happens. Shit happens. Even the Giants are on the cusp of making it. That's how crazy this shit is. They can take the Packers spot, which is absolutely insane. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's have a talk about a couple of the games here. Like I said, Vikings Raiders, that should be a game where if you was at the game, you deserve to get your money back because the very worst that could have happened would have been a fucking would have fucking blowout loss, and the fact that it turns to that is insane. Bengals Colts, but Browns Jags was probably the best game here. I absolutely enjoyed this game. I didn't think they was gonna go over the amount of points that I didn't think they were gonna go over, so they kind of fucked my bet up a little bit, but still, that was an entertaining game. I absolutely enjoyed it. The Bills and the Chiefs was also an entertaining game. What's crazy to me is I'm shocked the Bills didn't choke this game away when I thought they were going to choke this game. It seemed like to me they were trying the best they can to throw the game away, and I guess the Chiefs just didn't want it. They'd be like, "Here, you take it. You win." You know what I'm saying? So, that's crazy to me. So, yeah, with that being said, GG on the Bills because that was a much needed win, especially seeing that playoff picture. It was a much needed win. Buccaneers and Falcons was actually a solid game, but like I said, the Buccaneers have no business being in the playoffs. Every team from the NFC South have no business being in the playoffs at all. I don't care. This is the second straight year where they get in the playoffs when they don't deserve to. Um, I don't know how I don't know how the Dolphins are gonna respond, but losing to the Titans was pretty freaking critical. Um, Broncos destroying the Chargers was not what I saw coming on my bingo book at all whatsoever. I thought it was gonna be the other way around. Now the Cowboys and the Eagles. We need to talk about this, okay? The Cowboys. I'm sorry, not the Cowboys. The Eagles. Back-to-back games have gotten destroyed. Okay, this is a serious level of concern if you are an Eagles fan. For me in particular, it's crazy to me that I'm going to say this. I'm not shocked at all in the slightest that we just so happened to drop two very critical games against two good ass teams. Because if you have seen this trend throughout the year with the Philadelphia Eagles, it's really one thing, and that's luck. I'm being honest with you. The Eagles have skated by this season by getting lucky with teams not capitalizing on certain situations that should have gotten them losses. Everyone say, "Oh, that's all resilience stuff like that." No, I don't think so. It's not resilience for real when every game you've been a part of for 15 weeks have been a close game and not one true game. You could sit back and say, "Yo, they legit blew this team the fuck out." And this is going to continue throughout the rest of the season because I don't think they're going to blow out the Seahawks either. Now, there might be one game, and that'll be against a tanking Cardinals team, and even then, we're going to sit back and say, well, they were supposed to win that game. And I'll be like, yeah, I absolutely agree. They were supposed to win that game. But not one time throughout this season so far, out of 15 weeks of play, have I seen the Eagles look dominant. Even when I was heading to a game, when I sat up there and I watched that Dolphins game in person, it didn't feel like it was a dominant win versus the Dolphins when it shouldn't be. Even commentators have said this a number of times. They said, "Look, the Eagles have not played their best ball." When are they gonna play their best ball? The answer is never. They're not gonna play their best ball unless they show me the fuck wrong in the playoffs. So far, we have seen these are the games where it's like, look, they can do better. They could always do better. That's the crazy thing about it. This is practically the same team as last year. How is it possible to go from a dominating team the way that they have last year to this year where it's like you're barely skating by games? Now, granted, part of this is coming with a first place schedule. It's going to be some tough ass teams. But that's no excuse. The play calling is entirely off compared to what it was from last year to this year, offensively and defensively. It has not been looking good. And like what Eagles said here, we left the game even when we were down by 7, and we left when they were blows. If that doesn't tell you anything about this Eagles team, I don't know what does. Right. Eagles, we basically decided to say, you know what, fuck it. I mean, I can't sit here and watch my intelligence be insulted. We both couldn't. Because we knew if certain shit wasn't going to change with this Eagles team, it's likely going to be an L. It's crazy how we can foresee an L coming just off of how this team plays within the first couple drives within the game. This happened with the 49ers game, where their complete insistence of running the football literally cost them the game. It gave me flashbacks of the Jets game. And it's sad because it's these exact same quote-unquote flashbacks of that game that it continues to haunt them time in and time out because they forget that running the ball exists in the NFL. And it's crazy to say because all last year they was practically a top running team in the league. They were actually much more balanced when it went from running the football and passing the football. And it's crazy because anytime the Eagles run the ball, they practically win the game. So this whole time out of 14, 15 weeks of play, I've been blaming our offensive coordinator Brian Johnson for insistence of running the football. Only to find out that recently I should be blaming our head coach for why we don't run the ball. So let me just say this, okay? And I understand Eagles fans don't want to do this. I get it. But it's about time you take a good look in the mirror and actually, like, you know what? We need to hold him responsible. Nick Sirianni, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? This is just like the 2021 Eagles team where this is the same problem. We just don't want to run the ball. Which is sad to say because Miles Sanders literally last year, I'm not kidding. Miles Sanders last year got 1,000 yards rushing because we ran the ball. We knew how to run the ball and we knew how to pass the ball when it both called for it. We at that point last year, I was like this, I can't call the Eagles a running team. I can't call them a passing team, but I could call them a situational team where if they find a hole in your defense, they was going to exploit it. How the hell did we go from a situational team to a complete and utter one-dimensional team? And it's going to be something that's going to constantly haunt me, basically haunt the team, because you dropped to two elite teams in the Cowboys and the 49ers. Two teams where at the very least, and I'm going to be honest with you, Eagles, two teams at the very least where I feel like it's like this. If we had lost these games close, I would have had confidence that if we went into the playoffs, that we would have probably taken them in the playoffs. It'd be one thing if we lost close. But it's back-to-back games. Right here 33-13 and right here 42-19. We got stomped convincingly. That's very alarming. Every time I turn on the Eagles game, I'm seeing shades of the 2015 Eagles offense. And I understand people probably don't remember that, but I remember that clear as day where I was sitting up there watching these games and I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, bro, this is the same fucking offense I'm seeing time and time and time again where they run 3 to 5 plays and they never mix shit up. And the plays they don't mix up, it becomes like it's too obvious. Like, I shit you not, I remember seeing press conferences where opposing players would say, that offense is so fucking predictable that I already know what the hell they're going to call before they even snap the ball. If that didn't say enough about how predictable that offense was, I don't know what to tell you. This right here I'm looking at is no different. And if I have to point the finger and start blaming Nick Sirianni for it, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Because there's no way an offense like this last year goes from hard to stop in the passing game, in the running game. Can't play man, can't play zone. And don't even get me started on defense, but I'm going to look directly at the offense because that's the biggest regression I've ever seen. At the very least, with the defense, I would have at least expected somewhat of the same shit, which is a sad thing I'm going to say, because with our defensive philosophy, we start taking cues from Vic Fangio for some reason. I don't know why, considering we don't like linebackers. Howie Roseman, for some reason, out of all the things I have to praise him for, the one con I have to give him is his insistence of getting a top linebacker. Whether it's through the draft, which I'll be honest, he did try through Nakobe Dean, so I can't hold him. I can't hold that to him because he addressed it with Nakobe Dean, and he thought Dean was going to be that next best guy. But the fact that we go from a Vic Fangio, we keep going through these coordinators between Gannon and now Desai. You go from that, defense is worse than what they were. They don't get sacks like they used to. The cornerbacks, of course, they're old. They caught up with them. You go from a worse defense, which honestly I kind of low key expected, because you don't come off of a season where you get the amount of sacks they got, and then you go into the next season and it all rolls over the same. Defensive linemen can be, I wouldn't say fickle, more like I'm expecting a drop off. And that was the one thing I expected was I expected our defensive linemen to have a drop off. Our linebackers and DBs were going to have to catch up, and they're not doing it. But the biggest regression I've seen, the biggest offense I have seen, regardless of how bad the defense have gotten, is clear and day the offense. You don't do what that offense did last year. And then all of a sudden, you're non-existent. That doesn't happen. Look, as much as we shit on the Kansas City Chiefs, which, let's be honest, they deserve their shit on this year, they weren't this bad coming off of a fucking Super Bowl. And I mean the first Super Bowl they were in versus the 49ers. They weren't this bad. They were still hard to stop. They weren't predictable. Like the way how this offense is. Could they be beat? Yes. But it wasn't like this where you see a complete regression out of the whole entire offense. Like, this is not, like, I'm not going to say this is not normal, but I don't know what I can say. Besides the fact it's like, what the fuck happened? The only thing I could say for what happened is our head coach decided to be stubborn and obstinate. And I only say this because of the simple fact that there's no way you drop Miles Sanders and then you get a guy like DeAndre Swift who's night and day better. And I mean night and day better than Miles Sanders. And you mean to tell me you can't trust him to get the job done? Y'all have seen it if you have been in these VCs where I'm literally screaming at the top of my lungs to give DeAndre Swift the football. And they just don't do it. They still don't do it. Back-to-back games, DeAndre Swift doesn't get the ball. Hey, look, if I'm DeAndre Swift as a football player after this season, I'm not signing back with the Eagles. I'm going somewhere that I know I'm going to be used for my talents. And it's not going to be here because they clearly don't care about running backs enough to where they want to use them. If I'm Rashad Penny, and I signed with this team in hopes of expectations that I was going to get some touches, notice you've only seen Rashad Penny one time. One time. After that, he's been on IR practically the whole season. When are we going to start using him? I don't know. He's the biggest mystery out of everybody in the running back room because we don't know if he's hurt. We don't know if something happened to him in practice. We don't know if something happened to him in practice or if anything, or if, like, what happened to him. But yeah, if I'm DeAndre Swift and I'm Rashad Penny, I don't go back to the Eagles. I go somewhere that at the very least I know I'm going to get used. I'm being blunt. You don't trade for a running back, and you don't sign a running back in free agency, and then you don't just not use them when they clearly make your offense go. They keep your offense in schedule. And I'm going to say one more thing that's a bit of an insistence on this team, and we've seen it each time he gets hurt and the offense completely drops. And I'm talking about their insistence at looking at a backup tight end. Let's be honest, I looked at it as well and I kind of ignored it. But now you can't ignore it anymore. When Dallas Goedert gets hurt, the team drops harshly on offense, which goes to show you how good of a guy he is. I mean, yeah, you can't replace that kind of talent that Dallas Goedert has, but at the very least, you still get yourself a tight end that keeps the offense in schedule. This is why I find it crazy that they're not signing Zach Ertz right now. What's the worst Zach Ertz could possibly do to this offense? What is the absolute worst? I can't think of it. I can't give you an answer. You could put the gun to my head and I'll be like, fuck it. I can't give you one. Shoot me. So, I don't know what the Eagles are going to do. But this is what I do know. They have the Seahawks coming up on Monday. They have the Giants, which is crazy to say. At first, I thought this was going to be a gimme. It probably still can be a gimme. But I'm going to say this right now. Don't be shocked if the Giants play tough coming into Philly. If this is going to continue. Do not be shocked whatsoever. But I do know this, okay? Don't be shocked if they come into Philly, they play hard. Don't be shocked if the Seahawks still beat us, because we haven't beaten the Seahawks since 2008. And it's even more crazy to say, but don't be shocked if the Cardinals play us tough. I have no trust in this team to come into a football game and dominate a team, no matter who it is. That's fucking alarming. And it's crazy to say because this team has won 10 wins. But you want to know what? This happened back in 2020. The Steelers won such and such amount of games when we know damn well they were fucking suspect. So, all I know is this. When it goes to football, at least for me, as far as I'm concerned, I look at it for probably the betting. At this point, I look at it for a good football game. I would just want to look for a good football game at this point. Because the Eagles right now, I could care less about the Eagles until they show me otherwise. Because I'm tired of my intelligence being insulted every time I watch them play. It'd be one thing if this was like a one-game occurrence, but this has been a multiple offense. I don't have time to look at teams that insult my intelligence. Legitimately don't. Like, if I was in the mind of Nick Sirianni and I see that DeAndre Swift does what he does to keep the offense moving, I'm going to give him the ball. And on top of that, I'm going to actually come up with fucking exotic run plays, better run plays that can get him the ball. I see the same fucking run formation each time. I don't know why they're not changing it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking about the Eagles before they give me a fucking heart attack. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna talk about the Game Awards, okay? Um, I watched the Game Awards. What was this? Last week? Last week, yeah. I watched it last week with Violet Bliss. Shout out to her. A damn good streamer. Her birthday, I believe, was on that week. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we saw at the Game Awards. I won't talk about too much, but I will talk about a little bit of what happened. So we have Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. That was a remake. I remember seeing. I think I have it for 360. I don't want to. I mean, I haven't played it. We have that. We have some Pony Island 2. I don't care. We have Rise of the Golden Idol. I don't care. We have Usual June. I don't care so much for that. There's one in particular game. There's one game in particular I did see that caught my attention, and I might actually want to go check it out. This is one of them. This is one of them. Windblown is one of them. I saw this shit and I'm like, okay, you have my attention. So for anyone that did not see that trailer, I'm gonna just I'll send y'all the links to this Polygon article and you can look at all the trailers from there. I don't want to play them just in case because I don't want to get in any trouble. There might be one in particular I'll play. A couple in particular I'll play. I have no idea what the fuck Thumper Dev is. If anyone does, let me know, because this seemed like some weird ass. I know it's a music game, but it's probably the weirdest music game I've ever seen. We have Dave the Diver, Dredge. Okay, we have Word of God. We have Metaphor. I don't think I've seen this one, so I'm gonna definitely check that out. Exodus. Okay, now this right here caught everybody's attention, and it's out right now. The God of War Ragnarok free DLC. I have not played God of War Ragnarok entirely, like on my own. I basically played like a little bit through the game. Basically, I can tell you how far I've went in. Um, I basically got past a part where I was past that one fight. I think the beginning fight. I think that's what I was past, as far as I know. After that, I didn't really touch the game. Like I'm in that little village thing, if that makes any sense. So I do need to get into more of God of War Ragnarok. I beat the first one. I just haven't played this entirely yet. I really need to, because I know it's very good. Um, I don't know what the hell this is, but I know this looks like a nice little chill game. Now, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This is interesting. I remember seeing it before. In fact, hold on, let me see this. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This do look cool as fuck, animation wise. This do look cool as hell, animation wise. So, I understand we got our gripes towards Ubisoft, but when it goes to them making certain games, they know how to hit on them.
Time no longer flows like.
I remember seeing this before, and I'm like, the art style of this game looked pretty fucking
right. I saw our king.
But this is not the one I was looking at that caught my attention.
Stronger.
The immortals have failed.
Which is crazy to say.
Is driving
this is not the game. Do look cool though. Do look nice, but it's not the game I'm looking at.
We took you in and shaped you into an immortal.
Slammed the shit out of
you.
It dropped. Oh damn! He damn almost drop kicked him.
Wanted this fight.
Are you courageous enough and clever enough to save your friend?
I'll do whatever it takes.
Now I remember that one PS2 Prince of Persia game that caught a lot of hype, and rightfully so. But I don't think I ever played it. Of course, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. If y'all like to be mentally fucked up, go ahead and play that game and have fun. This is not it. This is not it. This we already know with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I don't need to play this. I don't need to play this. Y'all already know. Now, the biggest concern, and I'm gonna say this right now, in case it hasn't been talked about. The biggest concern I have with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is there's no local play. If y'all know anything about Dragon Ball Tenkaichi, is usually the local play would be 2 players. So far, I've seen online play is 2 players, but local play is 1 player. I'm sorry, but that is incredibly alarming, especially considering this is from the same company that made Naruto Storm Connections, and even that has local play despite it being a straight up terrible ass game. At least as far as all Naruto fans are concerned. Now, I'll probably buy it on sale, but still that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm wondering what the fuck they're doing here. Visions of Mana, there's that. There's Rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin look cool as fuck, but that looks like another game from that's like a samurai Dark Souls-ish to me. Still not it. We're still not here. We got Jurassic Park Survival, so if you like Jurassic Park, there you go. Black Myth Wukong. I thought of that one other Wukong game that I remember Mushroom King Slime playing. We have Suicide Squad. In case y'all don't know, I will say this one last time. This is the last game you will see, let alone anything, period. This is the last time you will hear Kevin Conroy, because this was his last act before he passed away. So this is the last time you'll see Batman in the game, at least as far as voice actor goes. So rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Hopefully the game is good. Hopefully the game is, hopefully we enjoy it. And we enjoyed hearing the last words coming out from Kevin Conroy, Batman, as this game prepares its release in a couple months. Of course, we got a Warframe update. I don't care so much for Warframe. Obviously, y'all know I got rid of it. Now, this right here caught my attention. This caught my attention. I want to get this game, whatever the hell it is. I want to buy it. If it'll let me play. If it won't let me play it, oh well. Yeah. Okay. This caught my attention.
Every story begins at the end of another.
For a second, I thought, is this a Black Panther
the
game?
echoes of those that came before.
But this was support from Critical Role, so I know Ducky's definitely going to be interested to check this out. Your story was
snatched away too soon. My name is Zhao, a shaman of Kenzera. Here, I seek my father's return. I will not stop. Kalunga, God of Death, hear my plea. Kalunga, God of Death, come to me.
Show me you are ready.
You have my attention. Tales of Kenzera, you have my attention. Now, I hope I see more with this game very, very soon, but you have my attention. And of course, we have another one that has my attention. It's but we'll see how it'll go. Usually, I get these games on sales. I don't really buy them full price. So Bloom and Rage, so Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. So we'll see what that's all about. The Life is Strange team teased a new game due to late 2024, so we'll see what will happen in late 2024. I don't know what the hell this is all about, and of course we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is a theme, their theme song. And of course we got the Apex Legends and Final Fantasy crossover. That is so fucking weird to me, and something I was not expecting. Now I need to show this.
Do you still remember it? Fables about the stars. Its stories tell of what is and what was. Its pages will always reveal something new.
You're about to see why I won this season.
Those are unforgettable memories, but they are only a beginning. It won't all be merrymaking. Suffering and joy will both be added to the final draft of the story. The Trailblaze will continue. Perhaps on one of these pages, I'll appear in your story too.
Welcome to Penacony, young lady. May I ask your name?
Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger.
So, if y'all don't know by now, this is Raiden May. And if this isn't obvious enough, the Japanese voice actor for this character is the same one that did Raiden May in Raiden Shogun. If I haven't said this before, I will happily say this again. When this character releases, I said this before when it went to Honkai Star Rail, anytime I stream it. When a Raiden May-esque character releases, I'm dropping money just so I can get this character. I will save up whatever I can, and I will get this character. So, we haven't seen any dates yet, but the fact they dropped the trailer means she's coming soon. And man, I cannot fucking wait. I don't know what the hell Skull and Bones is. This reminds me of the hell's that one pirate game that was on Xbox that was all the rage? I think it was, there you go, Sea of Thieves, and it completely fucking died off, which is insane to me. Now we got this though. And I can't wait for this too. I sure as hell can't wait for this.
Votre attention, le soleil est sur le point de se coucher. Tous les citoyens sont priés de se mettre à l'abri en intérieur jusqu'à l'aube. Attention, the sun is currently setting. All citizens are required to shelter indoors.
Turn that shit up. Relax, man. I don't bite. Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
If this did not trigger childhood memories, I don't know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck would. We have a Blade game coming, and this is coming from the makers of fucking Dishonored. Dog, this gonna be crazy. Marvel games have been eaten. They about to start eating, bro. You already coming off of Spider-Man 2. Wolverine hasn't even come out yet. We haven't seen anything on Wolverine since the trailer. But we have a fucking Blade game coming. This is gonna be fucking crazy. So, people to me, when they saw this, when I was in Kari's stream, they said they didn't know who Blade was. She didn't even know who Blade was. I said, "Oh my God, we need to have ourselves a movie night, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have ourselves a movie night. Nobody know who Blade is? They about to learn who Blade is." Man, look. This. Whew. Oof. They gotta learn who Blade is, man. Hey, look. Eagles, I'm sure you have a good idea who Blade is, because fucking Triple H was in one of the Blade movies. I think it was in the second one or so. But yeah, that's just crazy to me. Like, nobody knows who Blade is. Well, if it's not gonna come from the game or not gonna come from the movies, y'all gonna learn who he is. Of course, Anthony Mackie. I just call him Clarence. Tristan Mel season 2. Good to know. Samoa Joe's happy about it. I know he gotta be. Lightspeed LA announced. Okay. Took long enough for the first Descendant to finally get a trailer, because I remember playing the beta. It was aight. It was okay, but it could have been better. Hoyoverse showed off a Zenless Zone Zero. I don't fucking care. Unless they show me otherwise, I really don't care. Den of Wolves, I don't care. Shark Mob, I don't care. I thought this was Titanfall. I ain't gonna hold you. Fallout TV show, don't care. Hello Games announced Light No Fire. I don't care. A lot of stuff I don't care. I mean, I know everyone's caring about that new Guilty Gear character. I've been seeing a lot of art of her lately. Of course, there's also Final Fantasy 16 with the DLC. And we got the finals, which I've been seeing so much thanks to freaking Steam, because it's out. Over the top shooter. I'll need to see it. And last but not least, we need to take a look at this. This is our last one to take a look at. So, this was the last game that was revealed, and that was Monster Hunter Wilds. I understand they want to mention Baldur's Gate 3 now being out on Xbox, which is great, because I'm looking forward to getting Baldur's Gate 3. Probably whenever I see some sales, so I'm gonna keep my money close to my chest until I see if there's any sales with the game. Hopefully there'll be a nice Christmas sale with it, so I'm gonna just save up what I got. But Monster Hunter Wilds got revealed. And for me, when I looked at this trailer, I shit you not, I did not think this was a Monster Hunter game. Now, Does that mean this is something they can't turn into a specific Monster Hunter game? They can do it. They can do it. I trust Capcom to get their shit down and make it work. But when I saw this game, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know any of these fucking animals. This is look like some prehistoric shit from Ark. I'm not kidding. That's how it looked at. That's how I looked at the whole thing. This looked like the animals look like shit from Ark or Jurassic Park even. It looked like a Jurassic Park kind of game. Like, this is the type of shit you'd see from these games, from these animations, from these movies. This is like some shit you see from Jurassic Park. All of it. All of it. I mean, but I guess this does mean one thing. We are in the new generation of Monster Hunter, so we do need to get used to how all this shit now looks. But I was not look at this shit. I was not expecting any of this to be Monster Hunter related, and it's something we're gonna have to really like have an adjustment period with. So we'll see how it'll all go. I do like the fact that we're gonna go with a little desert outcome, because guess what? This was the main thing, at least for me, that was severely lacking in World, where we didn't really have a lot of desert shit going on. I mean, we have a lot of we was mostly a part of the we was mostly a part of like the icy area. Yeah, we was mostly a part of like the icy areas, the urban, grass forest areas. That was what we was really like being a part of, or at least the volcano area. That's where we were really a part of. We didn't really care so much for the desert, and so if this expands more so on the desert monsters, I'm all for it. I want to see what can come out of this. So we'll see. We have all the time. They have all the time in the world to show us how all this can go. This look more like some shit that will be coming up in Africa. But yeah, we'll see how it'll all go. So Capcom, you're bringing in your new generation of monsters. Well, bring it on. I can't wait to see how that. Can't wait to see how it'll go. And like I said from earlier, I will be doing a Alatreon challenge, so definitely stay tuned for that. In fact, I'm about to do it in a little bit. But yeah, that's everything that we can really talk about with the Game Awards. It was not bad. It was not bad. It was the one Game Awards I was actually tuning into for quite a while, because I don't really care so much for the Game Awards. Not usually, because it's like, the award shows is rigged. Speaking of, I will say is one thing about Baldur's Gate. They were fucking racking up the awards. They won a lot of awards, which does not shock me, because it's a damn good game. One that I can't wait to get my hands on. But yeah, pretty much it was not bad. I enjoyed it. Alright, so we got one last thing to talk about today, and that is WWE. And of course, in this case, AEW as well. So there's a rumored report, so I won't talk too much about it, but I will talk a bit about it. It's a rumored report from right here, from Inside the Ropes. According to a new report from Nick Hausman, there's a vibe that Tony Khan and AEW are in danger of not being renewed by Warner Bros. Discovery or TBS or TNT. So they're about to get kicked off of they're about to basically get kicked off the TNT family in its entirety. Now, I don't know if this has to do with the NBA, or if this has to do with WWE trying to look at being a part of TNT. If this is the case, AEW is in severe danger. And this would be so crazy to me, how poetic to me, that CM Punk returns. Give me a minute. This dude is spraying. Wow. Can I get this clipped? Are you serious right now? What's the shocking thing you want to show us? Unless you're just joking around and want to hit a punt. Are you kidding me? Well. It's hard to focus on this. And this motherfucker does it. Oh, God. Zenogre damn near broke the sub. He don't go right to me. Fuck it. Oh shit! Clip. Yo, that was crazy. Say with the situation. That hit? Can that be clipped? Bro, that was a late ass hitbox. Wow. I am in your debt. Because my man don't know how to move out the way, we're stuck in the water. And we still killed. Yo, clip that. How do I still kill you? I'm stuck in dry land. How?
This game's racist.
This game's racist.
Oh,
What? That didn't hit? That hit Robin? No. What? Clip! I can't believe that. The first no, that was so monster. Sorry about that. I'm so used to streaming, I forgot that I'm not supposed to be streaming like Monster Hunter yet. But basically, like I said, there's a new report here that says that Tony Khan AEW, they're in danger of basically getting kicked off of TNT in its entirety. Which would be very interesting, because what this would tell me is two things. It's one, WWE is looking to get into the TNT network. That would be one thing, which would be, again, so crazy to me. Because it was only so much as, what, a couple months back, you had CM Punk on TNT. But it was for AEW. So to see that he would be back on TNT again, but this time for TNT, this time for WWE, it would be so absolutely crazy to me. So to go from that to this, that's a ultimate fuck you to Tony Khan, where you take over the main network that he started out on with AEW. AEW is in danger of losing their first TV network, and honestly, for me, I don't know how they're gonna respond. I don't know where they're gonna go, but I guess we'll find that out as time goes along. I will say this when it goes to AEW. I don't want the company in its entirety to go down, but from how this is going with the owner of the company, he needs to get his head out of his ass if he wants what's best for his company. And so far, he's not doing a good job of it, clearly, because they've been tanking the ratings literally ever since. Anytime CM Punk leaves, they tank the ratings. That goes to show that it's more to it than just him being he's you may think he's a cancer, but it's more to it than that. He literally keeps your TV station afloat. He's the reason why they even watch. He's the reason I was watching. The minute CM Punk was terminated, I stopped watching. I had no reason to watch anymore. Give me a minute. Yeah, because I got somebody here. I don't know if they might need me to come with them to the store and something like that, so we'll see. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, AEW's in danger. We'll see what'll happen with them as time goes along. Till then, that's really everything I have to talk about here for today. We'll see. Anything else along here need to say? I see Quan Chi. Did a trailer release for Quan Chi? Okay, a trailer release for Quan Chi. Okay, Quan Chi has come out. I want to see this. Here's the reason why you watched the Elite. Oh, okay. Shit, I don't blame you. I didn't even know Quan Chi came out. So let me see this. Let me see Quan Chi. Didn't even know he came out. Is there a trailer on him? Okay. Oh, he came out almost a week ago. I had no idea. I literally had no idea. He had him in shadow drop like crazy.
Put your demons at my command, and we'll talk.
Do you think my hand that weak, Bihar?
He's still fucking octopus tentacle? Or something, For a second, I thought that was Frost. That's Melina. Damn, Melina's relegated to a fucking... Damn, Melina's relegated to a fucking cameo. Oh, that's not good.
Anyone who draws power from the Netherrealm
Is destined to be a god among men.
What the fuck is that? Is there like... Bro, I'm sorry. Is this woman like fucking Triborg from Mortal Kombat X, where she just basically... You know, if you remember Triborg, where it had 3 of the Metal characters, it was Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke, or Sub-Zero, and it just took the 3 of them, combined them all into one, and they was just killing shit. That's why I literally think what this is.
I had hoped our alliance would be more deadly.
All in good time, Shang Tsung.
Still gonna whip that ass though. From in a cage? Wow, that's busted. That cage was busted. X-ray? My knees. Really? Yo!
Finish him.
Okay.
Crucima attack.
Is that glass? Ouch. You dead, homie. Nah, that's cold.
Fatality. Quan Chi wins.
Bruh, did this man just use like fucking glass to kill? That's crazy.
Flawless victory.
You wish to fight me?
Not fight. Beat senseless.
Well, it only makes sense that Peacemaker is the next one to come. Man, I can't wait for that to come out. Where we get Peacemaker trailer and then we see gameplay. It would be so fucking great if he does the FU as a fucking fatality. or an X-ray. That would be fucking brilliant. Oh god. But yeah, yeah, that's our episode for today. Alright guys, till then, that's it for me. I'm done for today when it goes to the podcast episode. Now, in terms of gaming, I will be back in a couple minutes. I'll be back at 3 p.m. I will be doing the Alatreon challenge on Monster Hunter World this time. I did one on Gen U. I'm going to do one on World and just to do it and have fun and enjoy. So till then, if this is the last time I'll see you for today, thank you for coming. I hope I'll be able to see you tomorrow. If not, then oh well. You know, I'll see you whenever I can. Every second, every minute, every hour y'all spend with me is every second, every minute, every hour. I'm blessed and thankful for it. You guys have yourself a good rest of the day, night, evening, or whatever. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you for Yakuza if possible. Or Detroit Become Human, either way. But yeah. If not, if I'll see you again, I'll be back here in a couple minutes.